this country great, and we all know what those values are. What are the values? Does anybody have an idea? What made us great? Freedom. Freedom. Individual responsible freedom. That's number one. And it's freedom as I define it, and as you define it, not as the government defines it. And it's responsible. It has boundaries. They're called laws. Rule of law made this country great, didn't it? A man is most free if the only thing we have to worry about is the law. When we have an ex-governor and an ex-senator that somehow, I'm sorry, I thought I was going to say steal, loses $1.2 billion, he should be accountable to the law. It's equal to all of us. What's another thing that made this country great?
Religious freedom.
Righteous freedom, okay, we'll get into that. I was looking.
Property rights.
Property rights, that's a very good one.
Rights are from God, not from government.
Yes, rights are from God, not from government. I understand that. But property rights also come where we have ownership of something. That's what separates us from the rest of the world. I would say that pursuing happiness, the American dream, is something that made this country great. We could be who we want. We can keep what we make to take care of ourselves and our family as we see fit. Now we have government that wants to take it and redistribute it. That's different. And maybe the fifth premise that I believe in is family values. What are family values? That means no more government social engineering. That's a good thing. I admire the women's movement years ago. Do you realize that no activist judges decided for the women? They got out as a group, family values, and petitioned and worked with the citizens of this great country until people recognized, yes, they should have equal rights to everybody else. I admire Martin Luther King and the other card-carrying Republicans from the South who got up and said, no, we want to be judged by what we do, not by what we look like. No judges got involved in that. They changed a way America thought. It was not social engineering, it was the way it should be. Family values. We've gone a long way. Why are we in this mess? Any idea? Who's to blame?
We are.
We are. Very good. You guys are a very enlightened group. Must be you do a good job. We're to blame. Not us here, we work, but so many other people around the country. They forget that it is our right, our duty, our God-given right to direct the government. We have 3 documents that says it, right? We have the Declaration, which says that government gets their power from the consent of the governed. That's us. Don't ever forget that. We have a Constitution that says we elect the people. That's us. And we have a Gettysburg Address that in the last sentence says the government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. That is really charged. We're supposed to take that and run with it. We have to. We had a president, George, great man in many respects. Somehow when he left Texas, he forgot his veto pens. He spent too much. He forgot that little phrase, limited government. Then we elect a new president. He made history. He's the first president we've ever elected that has no concept of what it means to be an American.
Right.
Absolutely not. He wasn't raised here in his formative years. He doesn't know who the White Sox are, who the Cubs are, the Yankees, Red Sox. He didn't grow up with that. He didn't grow up with Shaft. He didn't grow up with Motown. He didn't grow up with the equal rights, the civil rights movement. He doesn't know what it means to be an American, and he surrounds himself with people that hate America and want America to be like Europe, because Europe's got gravitas. And they drink their tea with their fingers up. And it's important that we be like them. Now, we've had this before. In 1776, 30% of the population understood that individual freedom would lead to the most prosperity, the greatest life, self-worth, self-satisfaction. And we were against the 30% that wanted the king to be invited to the royal court. And then in the middle, this number comes up, 40% the moderates, the middle of the road, the independents, the thinkers. It was then just like it is today. And back then we won them. Today the battle's over that group to get them to vote. Democrats, progressives know how to do it. I sometimes think that Susan and Howard are closet Democrats. I really do. Because think about what they do. Every time that Attleboro elects more Republicans and kicks butt, those two get up the next day, talk to each other about how can we kick more butt. They know that the fight is every single day. The fight is with us every single day. We have to do that. 1 minute. I've got two limitations. Number one, I'm not rich. I work for a living. I make my money cleaning water. I battle with the EPA. They're out of control. Number two, I have to deal with my looks. At one point in time, I was handsome and good looking. I can guarantee you that I have never posed naked for Cosmo magazine. All right? I have asked, but they never returned my phone call. All right? Now, what can you do? We are an exceptional nation. We're exceptional because of freedom. Do you realize that? That's the president, and a lot of people don't understand that. We create things, we invent things, we're generous. It's not because we're that and we're smarter, it's because we have freedom. What I need you to do is go back home, get on the internet, find candidates, send them a Christmas gift, money, send them an email. We're behind you, we'll hold signs, we'll do this, we'll do that. And then most importantly, talk to your friends, your neighbors, this and that, and get them off the couch. If we ever lose our freedom, the exceptionalness of this nation, we're never going to get it back because it doesn't exist anyplace else. I want to be known as the greatest generation. I want to be known as the greatest generation because we drew a line and we reclaimed freedom and we made freedom for everybody. Thank you very much. I'll take questions. Go ahead.
What happened the last time?
What happened last
Last
time?
election.
Last time I entered very late. I didn't raise any money, and I tried to see if Message would win.
You violated
I didn't
every
win.
rule of the book.
Yes, I did. I violated every rule in the book.
Not expected by like.
I'm not. This isn't last time, is it? Now? This is this time.
It's all good.
Okay. So you will raise money, and we are entering early, and we have a solid conservative message, which this country needs.
How has the district changed?
The district has changed in that we lost. The district has changed in a positive way because we lost the Whole Foods area of Sudbury, Andover, and Wayland. Okay? It suffered in that we lost the Market Basket area of Tewksbury and Billerica. It then went west. It went to Townsend. It went out to Winchendon, Westminster, Gardner, and stuff. If you look at that, Scott Brown won. You can't use Scott Brown, I understand that, but he won the 5th district, 55-45. If you do the new 3rd district, he won it 60-40 and picked up 12,000 votes. It's a good show. Yes?
One more principle, melting pot, whatever happened to it, and how do we bring that back?
We bring back melting pot under rule of law. To have hate crimes is insane. There is no such thing as a hate crime. It's a crime or it's not, period. We get rid of, we bring back the melting pot by stop defining us as hyphens. I don't really care for John Kerry, but I think we should all be called Heinz 57 Americans. Okay? Really? Enough was enough. Okay? One final thing. Show ID to vote. For everybody that helped, it was a success. It was a success because we got people to understand how important it is to protect our elections. How important it is that we have informed voters, and it scares the living bejeebies out of the other side. It really does. And hopefully someday we'll pass legislation. In closing, final thing. This is the season to be jolly. Okay? I try not to make a point to be obvious. All right? But I want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a Happy Hanukkah. And if any of you are offended, tough.